Yes, people, it's Cam, and I'm going to show you how you can sell exactly the same thing for 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much as what you're currently selling it for. Now, I came here wearing the gym wear just because this is some light sparring today, but we're currently selling the exact same service for 30k that I used to sell for 200, 500, 750 pounds, right? Exactly the same service. Don't believe me? Inquire at our website, niche-group/sales-systems. If you don't believe the price increase, then go and inquire. We'd be happy to prove it to you, right? So I'm going to jump straight into it. As always, it wouldn't be a Cam video if I didn't show you my high-tech Google Doc that I prepared just to get my thoughts together and actually explain to you guys in the order that I want to explain it. So let's jump straight into the computer and we will fly into things, okay? So first thing is the things that I'm going to tell you are going to take a little bit of time to implement. They're not going to be things that you can implement straight away. But if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you guys 2 bonus tips that you can implement today to double your price. Right now, today, immediately, straight away. Doesn't take any skill, doesn't take anything. Just takes actually knowing these 2 things and doing them, okay? So, before we get into things, I'm a very big definition man. I always like to know what we're talking about. So what is price? Very, very clear. In anything you do, I always like to make sure that I'm very aware and very clear of what we're talking about and we're all on the same page, okay? So, price, I found the definition of price, is the amount of money expected, required, or given in payment for something or an unwelcome experience or action undergone or done as a condition of achieving an objective. Now, the unwelcome experience in this case is price, but it can also be effort. There's a few things that it can do, okay? And the price of money expected, required or given in payment of something. Okay, brilliant, perfect. So we know what price is. Tick that off. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to touch on what value is. I'm going to explain in a moment, but I want to touch on what value is, okay? Let me keep what is price up. So, value, again, definition, is the regard that something is held to deserve the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Okay? Perfect. So we know what value is now, and we know what price is. Now, what I want to do is I want to explain to you guys the relationship between price and value, because they have a relationship, and their relationship is more important than price on its own. Most people think that pricing is a big problem. Most people think that, if you charge more money for something, then it's a rip-off, and if you charge less money for something, then it's a bargain. But that isn't actually the case. So, something being a bargain has nothing to do with price on its own. It has everything to do with the relationship between price and value. If you want to increase your price, you first must increase value. You must. So, something being a bargain is dictated on how much value it has versus the price. If I sold you a Bugatti for £5,000, it's a bargain. If I sold you a Toyota Corolla from 2001 for £5,000, it'd be a rip-off. Same price, different amounts of value, okay? Now, this is very, very, very important to note for your service. If you want to increase price, you can, but you must ensure that value massively exceeds price for it to be a bargain. If you want to sell things at scale, it has to be deemed as a bargain, okay? Now, when I say value, I really mean perceived value. That's all that actually matters. See, in a sales process, actual value, people don't know yet because they're not on that side. They haven't got the service yet. Obviously, in order to scale, you need to actually provide value. But when I'm talking about charging a lot of money and when I'm talking about value today, I always mean perceived value. Okay, now perceived value is how much someone thinks something is worth. That is the most important part. How much something is actually worth doesn't matter. It doesn't. It only matters what people think it's worth. Again, for example, a Bugatti, I don't know how much it's actually worth, but its perceived value is £1 million, £2 million, £3 million. That's what matters, okay? Actual value doesn't really matter, okay? Perceived value is what we're going for, okay? And in order to increase your price, you must therefore increase the perceived value. Yeah? Okay, now, what dictates value? or perceived value? What dictates perceived value? I'm going through the whole formula because I want you guys to understand this. I don't just want to tell you how to do things. I'm a great believer. If you give someone a fish, you'll feed them for a day. If you teach them how to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. So I want you guys to really understand this, okay? Now, what dictates value? Okay, brilliant. Now, this, if you guys are tapped in with the space, will know that this is Alex Hormozi's value formula. Very, very, very good formula. Excellent formula. I love this and I follow this, okay? Now, dream value times perceived likelihood of achievement over time delay times effort and sacrifice equals value, okay? So you want to increase everything up here. So you want the dream outcome to be bigger, you want the perceived likelihood of achievement to be bigger, and you want the time delay to be smaller, and the effort and sacrifice to be smaller. Now bear in mind, this is what we do to increase price. Remember, we have to increase value to increase price. And to increase value, we need to increase these two things and decrease these two things, okay? Now, as much as I love Alex Hormozi, I think that in him building $100 million offers, I think he's actually damaged the space. And I don't think it's his fault. I think it's the way that people apply his teachings, okay? So the obvious thing that everyone goes for to increase their price, to increase their value and therefore increase their price, is increasing the dream outcome. Everyone wants to increase the dream outcome. But there's a huge problem with this. There's a huge problem with this. Offer is something that we say is so important, and don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of it. I tell people that they need to make a better offer. And what happens is people start spiraling. So firstly, they end up lying or fabricating and claim to do an offer that they can't actually do. People end up fabricating things. And the thing is, it's very difficult not to. We've actually got a podcast where we talk about sales and ethics. It's very difficult when you don't have any money or when you're starting out or when you want to increase prices to not start talking about a claim that's outrageous. So we get into a game where everyone wants to claim more. I'm going to make you $1 million in a week. Okay, I'm going to make you 10 million in a week. Okay, I'm going to make you $1 billion in a week. We start getting out of control and start spiraling into things that are not true. Next thing that happens, and this is what's happening now in the space, your target audience becomes jaded and they lack trust. The biggest reason that you guys aren't getting money at this stage, if you're watching this, I assume your offer is actually pretty good at this stage. Might not be, but I assume it is. The problem is that people don't believe you because your target audience is jaded. They don't believe that you're actually going to help them get to their dream outcome, which means that your perceived likelihood of achievement is very low, which means that your perceived value is very low, okay? So instead, let's focus on the other three. Let's focus on the other three, okay? So time delay, very simple, and you might not be able to do this, so if you can't, please ignore it, but time delay, generate your results quicker, very simple. Generate the results quicker. If you're planning to generate results in 2 months, generate them in 1 month. If you can't do this, don't claim you can do this because this falls back into the offer. Yeah, it falls right back into that offer, okay? Next thing, effort and sacrifice. Okay, perfect. Do more things for your client. Take more things off their plate. There we go. That's one thing you can do. That's how you can decrease effort and sacrifice. You do more things for them. So for example, we have a done with you and we have a done for you. Our done with you at the moment, the price varies from 7,500 to 15,000, and our done for you varies from 15,000 to 30,000. These are onboarding fees, and then we always have a 5% retainer on the performance fee on the back end. Okay, and that's for our B2B clients. With our coaching students, things are a little bit different, but we do more things. So when we increase the price, we do a done for you. So we do more things. It requires less effort and sacrifice from the client. They don't do anything, which means that the price or the value increases, therefore the price can increase. Okay? Now, the last thing and the biggest thing that I want everyone to take from this is the best way to increase your value in today's day and age, in 2024, is to increase your perceived likelihood of achievement, because this is where everyone fails. Everyone has big dream outcomes, okay? Now the effort and sacrifice, time delay, they're small, but they're limited. There's only so much you can do with those things. Like I said, do more and do it quicker if you can. But if you can't, you're now stuck with just having to make your dream outcome bigger. And I'm assuming if you guys are new to business, you can only make your dream outcome so big without lying. So now it comes down to perceived likelihood of achievement. That's where everyone gets stuck. Nobody believes you guys. If people believed you, they would pay you money. People have offers that we're going to help you get to 10K in 90 days or your money back. If people, even though you're trying to do risk reversal, if people believed you, they would pay you the money. If I told you right now that if you pay us 10 grand, I'm going to make you £1 million in the next year. If you believed with your whole heart that you could do that, there would be no chance that you wouldn't find the money. There would be no chance that you'd want to wait till tomorrow. You'd find the money and you'd go right now. You'd take out a loan. You'd rob a bank. You'd do anything. You would get the money, okay? So the reason that we aren't getting to where we're going to is because people don't believe us. They don't trust us. They think we're lying, and it's not their fault. It's our fault. And when I say our fault, I mean, one, the people that are leading the people. And I also mean the people that are offering services, because people have been scarred, okay? So, how do we increase the perceived likelihood of achievement? Well, the first thing that you do is you can niche down your offer. Niching down your offer increases the perceived likelihood of achievement. Now, the reason that it does, or in fact, let me even give an example, more than that. This is what I give to all my clients. If you're walking down the road, okay, and you've got a bad back, so you're walking down the road, and you see one store that says, we help people with bad backs. That's all it says. Then you walk down, or one doctor, sorry. Then you walk down the road and you see another doctor that says, we help to cure cancer, we help people with cardiovascular diseases, we help with people that have blood clotting issues, we help people who have bad ankles, we help people if you've got ear, nose, throat problems. We help everyone with everything. Now, if you were walking down the road and you had a bad back, which one do you think, if you were doing it in your own scenario, which one would you believe is more likely to be able to help you fix your bad back? It's always the one that's niche down. I know there's going to be some smart ass that says, oh, I think this someone's a master. All other things aside, if one person does one thing and one person does 100 things, you normally think the person that does the one thing is better. That's just how it goes. So if you niche down your offer, and I mean really niche it down. So for example, if you are, I don't know, if you're an agency, let's say, and you work in e-commerce, okay, brilliant, that's fine, that's quite niche down. But if you say that you work with e-commerce with jewelry e-commerce brands between 10 and 20,000 pounds a month, and you help them get to 30 to 50,000 pounds a month, it now actually sounds more believable. Trust me, niching down, that's the first thing, okay? Next thing, more testimonials. The more testimonials you have, the more people believe. Now, testimonials, if you do them in the right way, become more believable. So instead of just getting the standard screenshots, why not have some videos? Why not make some case studies? Why not actually meet the people that you're working with? Why not go the extra mile with your testimonials? Get real people to talk about what you're doing, okay? And have people where they can be found. With us, if you look at our testimonials, you can find these people. I leave them in there. Like, you can go and find them and contact them. Now, most people won't, but the fact that you leave them in there makes people believe, these are real, okay? More testimonials. You want to get to a point where you've got so many testimonials that people don't even look. Now, something that I've noticed, when I first started my business, I would have 1 or 2 case studies, and people would scour them. They'd look really carefully into, okay, you've done this, guy done that. Now we've got so many that people just see how many they are and they think, okay, brilliant, all good. Same thing, I'm sure you guys have bought things on Amazon before. When you see so many good reviews, you don't even read them. If they're all 5-star and they all say, this is great, this is amazing, this is great, you don't read the other 1,222 reviews. You just believe, perfect, this is actually a good product, right? Same thing people are going to do with you. People don't like to read. If you've got loads of testimonials, they believe you, okay? Next thing, okay? This is the next thing that you can do to increase your perceived likelihood of achievement. Now, again, I want you to remember the link. If we increase the perceived likelihood of achievement, we increase the perceived value and therefore can increase price. Don't forget that. That's why this is so important, okay? Next thing that we do is we cover every single way a client can fail, and we either qualify for it or solve it. Every single way. I touched on this in my last video, or maybe my next video. I'm not sure which order I'm going to drop them in. We cover every single way a client can fail. So for example, if you are, again, an e-commerce agency, and what you do is you run Facebook ads. Now, Facebook ads, the perceived likelihood of achievement is relatively low, because more than that many things come into actually scaling a business. So for example, if you're a Facebook ad agency, all you control is Facebook ads. Whereas if you control more variables, so for example, if you do the conversion rate optimization, you do the Facebook ads, you do the email marketing, you do the Klaviyo build outs, you help people with their fulfillment, you help people build a social presence. These are things that your target audience is going to be thinking of. Your ideal prospect is thinking, these are all the things that can go wrong. If you address them, if you beat them to the punch and say, oh, you think that can go wrong? Well, we're going to help you with that as well. Oh, you think that can go wrong? Oh, yeah, we're going to help you with that. Oh, yeah, that can go wrong. We're going to help you with that. Now, you can solve. That would be solving. You find every problem that someone could have on their journey to the goal that you're telling them you're going to help them to get to. That would be solving them. Now, the other thing that you can do is you qualify for them. So you still address these things. For example, again, instead of helping with someone's conversion rate optimization, you might say, what's your current website conversion rate? It's currently 1%. Okay, cool. We can't work with you. Now, I know that's crazy to get on a sales call and tell someone that you can't work with them, but the next person you talk to might have 2.5. Okay, brilliant. Perfect. And do you have a social media presence? You do. Okay, now you've addressed all these things. Again, the person that you're speaking to believes that they're more likely to achieve things because they know that you're aware that more things than just one variable in Facebook ads is going to help them get to their end goal. Okay? Now, value content. That's another thing. Value content. Value content is something I lent very, very, very heavily into. This is value content. The reason I'm making it, full transparency, is so if my clients see this, they know what we're about. When our students see this, they know what we're about. We have value content. We give value out. We help people all the time. For example, with our sales academy, we have loads of value content. Tris makes loads of content every single day. And we also have a group chat where we give out value. The more value content you have, the more value you give out, the more it increases your perceived likelihood of achievement. I was saying the other day, I had a sales call with a B2B client and I was laughing about it. He basically said he didn't want to move forward because he hasn't done his due diligence, okay? Now, I realized he was someone that just wasn't going to move forward anyway, didn't end up being an ideal client. I ended up talking to him and he said, yeah, what I want to do, I want to have a look. I want to check you guys out to see if you're legit. And I laughed. I said to Tris, checking us out to see if we're legit is the worst thing that you can do if you want to keep your money. Because you're going to see us in so many places. There's so much value content that you're going to see off of us that you're going to know that we're the real deal. There's no other way around it. Like, there's no way to check us out and not think we're the real deal because of how much value content we've got out there and how many testimonials we've got. Okay, so value content, very big thing. Give out free value. Whatever you're selling, teach people how to do what you're selling for free. Okay, you're not teaching the secrets, you're teaching the implementation. I promise you, this is going to help you get more clients. Okay, now, next thing, mastering sales. Mastering sales. Woo! I'm showing you the secrets. Mastering sales. This is something. If you're good at sales, when you speak to someone, they believe that you can help them get to your end goal. A lot of people do not master sales, and this is why your perceived likelihood of achievement is low, it's why your perceived value is low, and it's why your price is low. If I took on you guys' product, because I'm a sales master, if I speak to people about it, or if Tris did it and he spoke to you guys about it, he spoke to your prospects about it, he would be able to sell it for more because he would be able to persuade, convince, whatever word you want to use, we'd be able to convince the person on the other end of the phone that we are actually going to be able to help them do what they want to do. Therefore, you can charge them more. Mastering sales, very, very, very important and overlooked thing to do. Okay? So, these things are going to help you increase your price. Niching down your offer, more testimonials, covering every way a client can fail, qualify or solve, value content and mastering sales are going to help you increase your price. Okay? End of. Now, these are things that should only be done once you've taken all the steps. So, like I said, either in my last video, I'm gonna post it before this. In my last video, I touched on how to go from selling services to selling offers. Once you do that, this is the next step. This is not for people that are complete beginners, have no offer, are still selling services. No, it's for people that are now selling transformations. They've already done that step. Now you want to increase the price. This is exactly how to do it. Okay? Now, like I said, these things, they increase your perceived likelihood of achievement. Therefore, they increase your perceived value. And therefore, they help you to increase your price. Because the relationship between perceived value and price is what makes something a bargain. Okay? So, That is what you can do, and they're things that will take a week or so to actually build out. Obviously, mastering sales is going to take a while. Value content won't take too long. Testimonials hopefully shouldn't. Niching down the offer hopefully shouldn't, and qualifying hopefully shouldn't. But these are things that can be done over time. Now, what can be done today? And I recommend doing all these things in combination. Something that can be done today, bonus tips, are to swim upstream. Now, swimming upstream means simply offering the same service that you're currently doing to people who have more money. It's the easiest way to do it, okay? Imagine barbers, for example. There are barbers back in the ends that are still charging £10 for a trim or £10 for a haircut, okay? The barbers in Dubai, some of them, I pay almost £100 for a haircut in Dubai. Same service. If anything, those guys back in the ends, they're good. They're good at what they do. They could even be better, you could argue. But because of the type of people's hair they're cutting, they charge way less. There's barbers that do haircuts for footballers who might charge £500, £1,000. I've seen a clip of Micah Richards saying that he pays like £250 for a haircut, or £500, however much he pays. That is because the barber has swum upstream. He's not doing anything different. He's not washing his hair, cutting his hair different. Same haircut as everyone else, but he swum upstream. Apply this to your agency, consultancy, service-based business, info product business. Apply it to that, okay? Now, next thing that you can do is you start asking for more. That's a big one. This is the one I want you guys to do today. You start asking for more. And I'll tell you how to start asking for more, okay? So, when you first start pitching, you're scared to pitch a high price because you're scared. You want everyone to say yes. Now, after a while, if you realize everyone starts saying yes and everyone starts taking in your price and they like it, you need to start asking for more. Now, the way that you start asking for more is by simply asking for more. That's it. But I'm going to explain to you how I did it, the easiest way to do it, because I don't want to dismiss the fact that it can be scary. So when you first start, let's say you charge £1,000 a month, okay? And you want to start charging £2,000 a month. What I would do is I would start pitching £2,000 a month. Then if people don't buy, I would then move to 1,000, and that would be my wiggle room. So I'd start pitching higher, and then I would wiggle down to 1,000. Therefore, you've asked for 2K, settled at 1K. That's fine. That's even going to help you to add an anchor into your sales process, which is going to make the 1K seem like a bargain, okay? But when I move to that 1K, I'd probably take some things out. So for example, again, e-commerce agency, you help with CRO, this, that, and the other. I would pitch that for 2K a month. If someone says that that's too much, I'd then spin and I would say, okay, cool. And I wouldn't do it this exact way, but I would negotiate and say, okay, cool. What we can do for 1,000 a month is we can do this, but we have to take this out. Okay, cool, brilliant. Now you're charging a smaller service for £1,000 a month. Now that's going to start to make you get more comfortable. Remember, sometimes when you pitch the 2K, people are going to take it. You might go for 2K, someone negotiates, you go for 1.5. Okay, cool, brilliant. Now you've broken that barrier. Now your lowest is 1.5. I always recommend start pitching for higher, but still accepting down to a similar amount that you're doing at the moment. That's how you can gradually move up. When I was building out this build and release offer, it was 5K up front I would do, but I would settle for 3K. And we could also half the payment. So the minimum payment I could accept on the day would be £1,500 to get started, and then a 3K. Then it went from 7.5 to 5. So I'd pitch at 7.5, but I could accept 5, okay? No longer accept 3. Then it got to 10K and we can fall to 7.5. That's an easy way to do it, okay? So that is how you increase your prices. And that is how you can sell exactly the same thing for double the price. Now, if you guys are having any problems with this, shoot me over a DM on Instagram. I will walk you through exactly how to do it for your specific niche. Just shoot me a DM. I promise I don't bite. I'll help you to do that. And if this video has been valuable to you, give it a like. If you think it could help someone else, share it with them. Don't forget to subscribe. Got valuable content coming out every single week. Hold me to it, please. It's coming out every single week. And I will see you guys in the next episode. And I'll see you guys next week, helping you get to your millions of pounds. Bye.